What's going on, guys? Hey, how are you? Repeat back with you, and it's Monday night. That means it's time for the Shake and Bake iRacing Cup Series, and tonight's going to be live from Road America. That's right, out in Cheesehead Country, and I definitely appreciate everybody that's going to be out here, whether you're watching this now or watching it later. Please don't forget to go on up, smash that follow, hit the like, do what you got to do, and if you can, go ahead and grab yourself a good old sub. That way, all of your content is absolutely commercial-free. Hope everybody's weekend went well, and this Monday wasn't too much of a drag for you. Figured I'd come in, grab the last little bit of practice, go over a couple things, show you a couple things, see what's going on. Hope everybody out there is doing pretty well. So like I said, going to kind of show you a couple things. First things first, we're going to talk about this playoff cutoff line. You see James Holzer up there with a dominant set of 5 wins. Brendan Book with 3 right behind him. Quite a few rows between Matt O'Brien and Hunter Johnson with with a win each. Tom Flitcroft, John Honeycutt, J-Mac, Jordan McGraw, Jose Ruiz racing after just having his appendix out. Nate Mon in that double deuce. Tyler Dohar in his 77. Ryan McCall, Brian Pizzichemi, and Eliza Bethel. All above the cut line, doing pretty well. You know, they are within, about ready to race for a championship. Behind Eliza, you're going to have Frank Warner, Sean Blanchard, Jacob Palmer, Brian Huntley, Philip Bridgman, Josh Small, John Osborne, and Brody Falliker, all from 29 points on back, trying to do what they can do to try to catch up to Eliza and others that are secure right now and ready to race for a championship starting at Darlington in just a couple weeks, when we've actually going to go ahead and introduce a brand new sponsor in Ions Motorsports. So let's go ahead and get rid of that, and we got qualifying out here. It looks like the first car we're going to see is going to be the one and only 50 of John Honeycutt pulling off pit road. And man, talk about a very, very bad, fast road course out here again in Wisconsin. He's running the high-tech colors tonight. First lap is all about just trying to, get up to speed, figure out your marks, get going, and, get gone. Stratus, buddy, thank you very much for the sub. 6 months in a row. Definitely appreciate that. And how about my old buddy Sitapuse out there in chat? Man, it's been a while since I've said your name. I definitely hope all is well. Good to see you, sir. There's also quite a few others out there on chat, as out here on the course as well. And while they're all out here, I'll actually go ahead and show you what their practice times were like, and later on we'll talk about the gridding and what they were doing there. But let's go ahead and show you their practice times, and at the same time I'll go ahead and leave the qualifying board up on the left-hand side. Andrew Wisdom, a name very, very well known over on Thursday nights when Eliza and I tackle the Shake and Bake Indy Series. They're going to be off this week, but this is the way their practice boards went. Andrew Wisdom was the fastest, 209.9 around this 13-turn road course. Ryan Crooks, P2. Matt O'Brien, P3. Again, a few more people. Tom Harmon and Jimmy Cocker are going to round out the top 5. Andrew Sanford, Mike DeWalt, Brad Herman, Brendan Book, Jordan McGraw, John Honeycutt, who we're looking at right now, Hunter Johnson, and more. We're within your top 18. There's going to be about 32 cars out here on track tonight. So let's scroll down here a little bit and show you the rest. There's Hauk, Pizzichemi, Jacob Kerr, PJ O'Leary, Falliker, Cody, Nate Mon, Micah Allard, Duncan O'Connor, Tyler Dohar, Frank Warner, Tom Flitcroft, Charles Kramer, Robert Newman, Jacob Palmer, Dudes Castor Nevis, Thursday night staple. And here's going through the rest of the field. Ryan McCall, Byron Jones back there in that Patriot Esports number 3, Philip Bridgman, and Dylan Robb. So that's again. I'll go back up to the top so you can see who was fastest in that 50-minute practice. They actually or 55-minute practice. They actually shortened up the practice because qualifying is going to be 10 minutes rather than 15. And yeah, so far nobody's up on the board. So let's go ahead and take away your practice times and just kind of keep it right here with this qualifying session. KS Gaming out there in chat saying good luck to all the drivers and the amazing. I don't know about the amazing repeat, but good luck to you out there. I know that you're over there streaming HTL, so yeah, thank you very much. Man, there's some big things coming to iRacing in general, and a lot of the guys that will be streaming it, such as KS Gaming 51, myself, Rick James TV1, and of course the ever popular Atlanta Racing. We'll all be bringing our content over to Roku TV on the Sim Racing channel. I keep wanting to say the Speed Racing channel after broadcasting with Greg Olenek on Tuesday nights. So, yeah, there's that. Jacob NASCAR just going to take it easy and get a good finish. Yeah, Jacob, that's what you got to do, man. You just got to, if you can keep on track and limit your mistakes while others make mistakes, you're going to pick up some time. Maybe not finish, maybe not finishing order, depending on how far back you end up. But you will, hey, if you finish, that's all part of it. So there you go. Cinepuse gave out a 1-month sub. Definitely appreciate that. Cinepuse. Maze out there in chat. Definitely appreciate you coming out as well, Maze. Maze right now, Andrew Wisdom, the guy that's been bad fast on Thursday nights when Eliza and I tackle the Shake and Bake Indy series. He's fastest here at Road America, and yeah, that's what we're dealing with. So we've seen Honeycutt come across the line right now. P4 here is the fastest man in town so far. His first time lap was a 2:10.90, and looks like he stayed out for a second lap to try to go ahead and better that. You think he can do it? I surely think he can, but he's going to have 32 or 33 other guys that he's going to have to try to keep off his back bumper. Hopefully tonight in this road course, we don't get bitten by that Thursday night turn 1, lap 1 issue that we've had quite a few times. I'd like to see this go green. It's a very long track, very wide in a lot of places. We do have some elevation changes. We do have some blind curves. We've got some downhill and uphill curves at the same time. Got a couple of pretty long straightaways. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. And can't wait to bring it to you all. I'll actually go ahead and show you the track map right now. That is exactly what Road America looks like. So after they head off into turn 1, it's basically just a very quick short shoot, another sharp right-hander, pretty decent speed coming down that hill, and then from there on, it's kind of snaking their way through the rest. And just like Watkins Glen in upstate New York, they run this track backwards. So they actually start off from where he is right now. That is turn 12. He's going to get to turn 13 here in just a moment, and then he'll be heading towards the start stripe, but going the opposite direction. Usually he'd be going into the corner right now rather than coming off. So coming across the start stripe up this long hill, and that's at least half a lap with Andrew Wisdom. And as he comes across the line, it looks like a 2:10.90 will be the best that he can do. I just saw Jimmy Cocker clock in as in P number 4. How about Brody Falliker? He's all the way back there already as well. How about Dudes Castroneves? Let's see, Dudes. He right now it looks like he's going to be P16, a little bit further back. Maybe Philip Bridgman here in this number 18 Toyota Skittles machine, rocking an old Kyle Busch patriotic livery right now. Dudes, after just following the channel, which thank you very much for the follow and welcome aboard to this side. I know you follow Eliza over on Frozen Toes Racing, but it says got 0 laps of practice. Yeah, I saw you in that chat with Byron and a couple others just before I went live. So I know you're out there, but I didn't quite follow to see how many laps of practice you actually got. Again, so far, Andrew Wisdom, the fastest man in town. And you can see all the people on the left side so far that have gone ahead and taken time. Let's keep on going through here. How about Tom Flickroft running or rocking this this number 12? Looks like on his first lap he's going to come across P7, 3.5 behind the leader, and it looks like he by how loose he was there getting or coming off the corner, looks like he might try to tackle another lap. And nope, he's actually going to whoa it up, slow it up, and come to a complete stop. Let's keep on going through. How about I see Duncan O'Connor up here. There he is in his Ally Deuce. So far, I don't see. So far, right now, it's showing Duncan is P16. So this would be his second lap. A lot of very, very fast turns through here. The ex-Horseboat says, "Go Mike DeWalt." Let's see. Right now, Mike DeWalt, I don't know. I didn't see him out there, but it looks like he has taken time. Right now, Mike DeWalt is P6, so not a bad qualifying effort for him. All right, so Duncan O'Connor is going to pull it down pit road. And let's go ahead and okay. So that's going to be qualifying. I'll go ahead and show you how that looked right quick, and then these guys are going to have about 3 minutes of warm up. So let's go ahead and pick up on anybody out here and follow them around just a little bit. And in the meantime, I will go ahead and bring up how everybody was in qualifying before we officially grid them. So there you go, Andrew Wisdom. He will have the pole. Matt O'Brien, who rocks that P20 just about every, or I'm sorry, P20 Cloud 9 machine just about every week. He'll be out there at P number 2. Tom Harmon, Jimmy Cocker, John Honeycutt's going to be your top 5. Like he just said out there in chat, he's going to come home P number 6, or I'm just going to start P6, I should say. Tom Flickroft, Tom Flitty in that number 12 will be P7. Brody Falliker, Brad Herman, good start for him. And Andrew Sanford will be your top 10. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick little break. I'm going to show you something new. We'll come back and we'll talk about it. A lot of exciting changes coming up in the very, very near future. Let's go. Yeah, so that is exactly what we're talking about. Starting August the 1st over on Roku, it will be the Sim Racing channel where you'll be able to keep up with all the live races from the Shake and Bake series. I've already gone ahead and got the confirmation that will be a thing. So every Monday night, you'll be able to tune in here on Twitch and also over on the Sim Racing channel on Roku. And check this out, all broadcasts are in 4K. So you're gonna have one hell of a show, and I cannot wait to bring it to you. We've got this race next week, we got Daytona next week, and then we're gonna start off Darlington in the playoffs. And the points are very, very tight. From Eliza back to 17th is 29 points. And Eliza will not be here tonight. She's out on vacation with her family. Definitely hope that she's out there having a great time. She will be missed on track. But man, what a great week to go away. All right, so it looks like the warm-up is done. Barney's waving the checkered flag, saying go ahead and bring it on in. So we're about to go ahead and set these guys. Let's go ahead and bring in, again, let's bring up your grid as these guys get ready to roll. All right, so Andrew Wisdom, he's going to be our pole sitter. Let's go ahead and get up front with the grid. There you see that that very, very popular Cloud9 number 20. But I gotta be pretty happy for Jimmy Cocker right now. He's going to be starting P number 4. That's pretty phenomenal for him. All right, let's go ahead and show your grid again. Andrew Wisdom, Matt O'Brien. Look, Tom Harmon, Jimmy Cocker. That's going to be row number 2. Row 3, John Honeycutt and Mike DeWalt. Behind those two, Tom Flickcroft and Brody Falliker. Brad Herman and Andrew Sanford. Jordan McGraw and Davey Hauk. That's going to be through your top 12. On back, it's going to be PJ O'Leary with Sean Blanchard, Nate Mon and Duncan O'Connor. Micah Allard, Dudes Castroneves. And yes, there is a relation. Let's see. Then we got Tyler Dohar and Philip Bridgman, Ryan Crooks, Jacob Kerr, Jacob Palmer, and Hunter Johnson. Is going to go through row 12. That's going to go through the top 24. On back, it's going to be Jacob Palmer and Hunter Johnson, like I just said. Ryan McCall, Brendan Book. Brendan Book a little bit further back in the pack than I'm sure he'd like. Then it's going to be Brian Pizzikemi and Frank Warner. Byron Jones and Mark Santucci, Dylan Robb, Robert Newman, Charles Kramer, and Chuck Cody. So 34 drivers out here at Road America. It's going to be one hell of a race, and I definitely appreciate everybody for coming out, hanging out, chatting it up, keeping me company. I see Mao out there, and I know I just saw Maze as well. So guys, I know you guys are hosting your own EMGG watch party. Guys, definitely appreciate it every single week. You know, week in, week out, race in, race out. And man, the racing is going to get intense. I don't know if you heard, but yeah, all of the races for Monday night are guaranteed to have our start time when we move on over to when we move on over to Roku TV. So I'll be broadcasting them live on Twitch. You'll also be able to pick them up on Roku. But one thing better, again, they will be in 4K over there. How about that? Guaranteed. So, all right, let's go ahead and clear the grid. I hope y'all are ready. I'm absolutely ready. It's going to be another phenomenal race. I was very, very surprised, but happy to see 34 cars show up for a road course race. When points are on the line, everybody wants to get there. Everybody wants to have a good time. Everybody wants to grab max points 2 races away from the start of the playoffs. Which, again, next week we've got Daytona International Speedway, and then we go on over to the very, very tricky Lady in Black at Darlington. Maze, I definitely appreciate you guys as well. And so out there in chat, who do y'all have? I know I've seen Mike DeWalt. He's got a vote for him already, and he's right now up there in P. He's going to be he'll be starting. I shouldn't say restarting. He'll be starting P number 6 amongst a lot of guys that we see up front very often. So again, very, very good start for him. Is he a road race ringer? We'll have to find out. Again, Road America very fast. The fastest times we saw in practice were about a 2:09 to a 2:10. So we kind of saw those in qualifying and during the warm up as well. So we'll have to see just how well everybody is able to hold on and show that those practice times and those qualifying times are no fluke. They're out here, they're fast, they're ready to get down and dirty, and man, they're going to be making all kinds of rights and lefts around this huge road course out in the great state of Wisconsin. Cheeseheads. And you know what? I just realized, and I apologize, this sound is probably way low. Let's go ahead and, yeah, let's go ahead and turn this up. What do you think? There we go. All right. So pace car is off on pit road, and here we go. Green flag is out. Barney's waving it like crazy. Side by side into turn number 1. Here we go. All right, so I figured I'd kind of give you the sights and sounds and the layout here from Road America, and it looks like Andrew Wisdom, he's going to be able to go ahead and extend his gap on the first lap, as he's going to come across the start stripe to lead lap number 1. We did have some issues a little bit further back. You saw one car off in the grass, and it looks like Robert Newman, Mark Santucci, and Dylan Robb also had some issues. Let's go back, find out what happened with Robert Newman, and we'll be right back. Oh, looks like it might have just been a braking zone thing. And that car that was to his right was carrying way too much speed and tried to hold it off him. Did a good job, for his, by his own right. But at the same time had just a little bit of an issue. Looks like that car might have had an issue getting stuck. So we'll go ahead and bring it back live right now. Again, Andrew Wisdom leading Tom Harmon in this Avril Lavigne number 68 Camaro P number 2. P3 is going to be Matt O'Brien. Speaking of Matt O'Brien, the man 2 races ago had a 30-point lead over James Holzer in his number 69 EMGG glitch machine. Now that points lead is down to 5 points. Holzer has just rattled off a couple of very, very solid finishes, including a win or 2, and has been able to drag that points lead down quite a bit. So right now, Matt O'Brien, he's sitting in P number 3, and to be honest with you, let me actually see if I can even find Holzer. I don't recall seeing him in the running order earlier. So if Holzer's not here, he is going to easily be able to pad that gap. And then next week when we go back to, or when we go to Daytona, you're back to Daytona, where Jimmy Cocker originally won the inaugural or the start of this first season for Shake and Bake for their Cup Series anyway. we're gonna go back there and see what happens. But yeah, it looks like James Holzer is actually not in the field tonight. So with Matt O'Brien running P number 3, he's going to be able to get a decent little pad again back to Holzer. P3 in the points, I believe, was still Ryan Crooks, and here is Crooks now. Crooks is running in P12. He's already up 9 spots from where he started, and we're only on lap 3 of 32. So making up ground, making speed, making hay, and he's going to try to do everything that he possibly can. Right now, he's right behind the 91 of Sean Blanchard in his swag.biz Ford Mustang GT. Nice looking car as always. You're not missing anything up at the front, but right here in P number 2, how about Tom Harmon? He actually just laid down his fastest lap so far on that lap. He ran a 2:12.21. So while we did see some guys in the 2:09s, 2:10s during practice, looks like so far 2:12s are going to be on order. We see a few. It looks like the top 3 are in the 2:12s, 2:14s throughout the rest of the top 5. A few 2:16s, a couple 2:15s, and so on. In fact, you know what? Here's what I'll do. I'll actually, instead of showing you their what the gap is, let's show you their time right now over on that scoring pylon, so you can see what everybody is running and where they're at. So obviously some guys a little bit further back, if they have some faster times, that means they're making up time on the competition that they've got right in front of them. If they're losing time, well, then you know that they're, maybe they had an issue, or maybe something else is going on. And then of course, if you're a fan of just wanting to know who's running the Yodas, who's running the bow ties, who's running the blue ovals, we can go ahead and show you that as well. It looks like we got quite a few Chevy Camaros out there in the field tonight. A few more Yodas, only a few Ford blue ovals. So but definitely a pretty good mix of everybody out there. Let's go ahead and bring it back up to the gap. Tom Harmon back now 3 seconds and climbing. So Tom Harmon going through that corner goes to show just how fast Andrew Wisdom is here in this road course out in Wisconsin. Looks like Tom Harmon and Matt O'Brien about ready to duel it out up here in the front. Looks like Matt O'Brien's going to try to pull the inside. Doesn't figure he's going to be able to outbrake him, so just woes it up and comes on back. Ex Horse Boat says, "Oh man, what happened to my boy DeWalt?" Let's see if I've got anything on him, and maybe I can answer that for you. DeWalt a little bit further back right now. He is back here in 23rd. And let's see, let's take a look around his car, see if he's got any damage. Looks like his left front's all right. Let's take a look at left rear. Nope, left rear is good. Right front, looking pretty good there as well. Right rear, no issues. So he hasn't made contact with any of the walls. How about if we go back to chase him? And it doesn't look like he's been run into on the back, so looks like he's okay. Might have just had a little bit of an issue going off track or something else, but it doesn't look like him falling back is due to contact with anybody else. Speaking of contact with anybody else, how about the 11 of Byron Jones and Jacob Kerr right in front of him? And these guys keeping it pretty close. Just like the two right ahead of him, you got Dudes Castro-Nevis. Let's go ahead and widen this out. Duke Castro-Nevis and Ryan McCall. They're a little bit of a pair racing around this road course. 5 laps now complete by Andrew Wisdom, and the man is just burning them down. Andrew Wisdom actually just last lap went and bested his fastest lap and brought it up to a 2:11.44, so just about a full second faster. And that's something that you're going to see, whether off of pit road or otherwise, just as we see the 06 take it Baja off the road. Again, that's going to be Dudes Castroneves out there. But back to back to just about mid to late top 10. You see the 0-1 for Brody Falliker right behind the 25 for Ryan Crooks. And what I started to say earlier about Ryan Crooks, he's sitting in P3, but between 8th and 3rd, obviously that's going to be 5 very, very necessary points if Matt O'Brien is able to lead a lap, and if the 25 is not. So we'll have to see how that all shakes out as the race goes on, as it looks like one other car just kind of went off track just a little bit further back behind Ryan Crooks. I'm not quite sure if it was Sean Blanchard or who that was. I don't think it was. Was it maybe PJ O'Leary, or maybe it was Hunter Johnson? I think it was this car right here, because I saw just about the car was all but slideways, about ready to come up the hill. Not a problem, Horseboat. Not a problem whatsoever. Looks like another little bit of issue further back in the pack. Tyler Dohar has also had just a little bit of an issue. Let's go back, find out what happened with Dohar, and a little bit of an announcement from him as well, right after we see what happened with him. All right, so here he is coming down this slight hill in his filter time Camaro, getting into a braking zone, not able to whoa it up, completely locks him up. He's going to take it for a ride through the sand. Looks like he's going to be able to keep it off the wall. That's the best thing. He's going to be able to come back up on track, make sure that he's waiting for his spotter to say clear. Looks like it is. Going to grab a gear, get up, get going. Great save by Tyler Dohar. These things are very, very hard to turn when you're on the brakes. It's actually a really nice looking filter time paint scheme as well. That's going to bring me right back to what I was going to say before. Tyler Dohar is the owner and lead admin for the eSpark series. And they are actually sponsored by Filter Time, the whole company between Blake Koch and Dale Jr. Well, they're bringing eSpark back possibly on Friday nights, the end of August. So more information will come out as far as that. And he more than likely I will be the broadcaster for the eSpark Xfinity series. So it's going to say Xfinity, just like when it was the Filter Time eSpark Xfinity series, hydrated by B-Water, back when B-Water sponsored and paid for a full series about a year or so ago. So that was a lot of fun. That was Jordan Bain and a sponsorship that he was able to make come to fruition, courtesy of Green Concepts, B-Water, and their Stay product, which is a hemp water product. All right, so let's get back up, bring it back live, and get back in the mix. So again, Andrew Wisdom, he's up here. He's got nothing. I mean, you look behind him. He's just on a Sunday cruise or a Monday night cruise. Out in Wisconsin. You see nobody in his rear view. Right now, Matt O'Brien back here is P number 2 as he's working his way through these S's. Tom Harmon, P number 3. John Honeycutt able to work his way into P4. And Jimmy Cocker, that started in P4, is now in P5. So basically, John Honeycutt and Cocker basically just swapped positions. So that's it. And they continue to race very, very close to each other. Back in those Virginia Tech colors. We'll have to see if we see those colors again next week at Daytona for the final race of the regular season. Daytona is where Jimmy Cocker got his win to kick this series off, and I'm sure he can't wait to go back there. All right, let's keep on going through the field. How about we pick up with the 34 of Jordan McGraw, J-Mac here in this number 34 Sega Camaro, also part of Team FTR. Again, Frozen Toes is not, or Eliza Bethal, she is not on track tonight, but you definitely see Brody Falliker in that number 1 Hennessy machine right behind, and then PJ O'Leary rocking the Napa colors. Let's go back with PJ right now and the 1. They've got a, they can definitely try to do something with each other in these braking zones, as it looks like the 24 is able to make up just a little bit of time. 1 looked like he was pretty tight coming into that final corner, coming up the hill. I'm sorry, not the final corner, that's the other side. Coming up that hill and then working their way through. One again, showing that he's pretty tight. 24 able to make up some time. Almost went off into that gravel trap, and they're staying pretty consistent. How about this battle here between Brian Pizzakemi and Sean Blanchard? I'm actually kind of liking this scheme for Sean Blanchard right now. I'm liking the red, white, and blue. And come to think of it, Sean Blanchard and his company, Swag.biz, they've gone ahead and picked up the sponsorship next week for Daytona. So we'll have their information out and about. And again, it's basically, as you see right there on the side of the door, the Swag.biz, and their logo again is literally custom friggin' anything. Let's keep on going back. How about Hunter Johnson and Nate Mon? Shell Pennzoil number 32, and Nate Mon, as always, in that double deuce sun drop Camaro. These guys keeping pretty close tabs on each other. Behind them is going to be Ryan McCall and Dudes Castroneves. Here is Dudes. We saw him go off track earlier into the sand trap, able to come back up, and he's actually made up a couple spots. He's up 2 spots, sitting in P16, so not too bad. And if we look throughout the field at spots gained and spots lost, right now the guy that's gained the most amount of spots is going to be this guy right here, Brian Pizzakemi, in this number 28 Quantum Pay Chevrolet Camaro. Behind him, you see Sean Blanchard trying to get closer and closer to fill up his rear view. You see the 1 off track. Again, that's going to be Brody Falker in that Hennessy Performance Camaro. Not quite sure what happened, but definitely slowed there on track as the 28 and others get on by. So he's going to actually go ahead and lose a couple spots. So Brian Pizzakemi, he was up 17 spots, now up 19 spots. And this battle between the 1 and 24, I think, is going to get pretty tight. The 1 earlier showed that he could be faster. He was able to be within the top 5, now falling back just a little bit, but with a mirror. He's trying to give that 24 a mirror full. See if he can't make him make a mistake. Just try to push him beyond his limits. He's going to go ahead and pull it to his inside. We're going to go side by side down this straight. Somebody's going to have to give at the end of it. Who's it going to be in this big braking zone? 24 is going to go ahead and make that hard right-hander. 1's going to be able to get all up in his tailpipe and push him through these S's. Great battle between those two. And just as you also saw the good battle between Brendan Book and Sean Blanchard right here as well. Sean to the outside. Brendan Book's going to try to bring that 42 Solomon plumbing machine to the inside. Whole lot of great racing. As you see, looks like that was Palmer, if I'm not mistaken, in that number 39, having to right that ship and come on down this straightaway to start another lap. 24 laps remaining here in the Grove Rock Straps race from Road America, again out in the land of cheese. Jim Blankenship out there in chat with a big old purple heart for Shake and Bake. Jim, good to see you. All right, let's go ahead and check back in on our leader, Andrew Wisdom. He started on pole, and as you can see, not much going on behind him. But Matt O'Brien and Tom Harmon, they have been able to run him down just a bit. Before it was upwards of just about 6 seconds, now just 5. So these two working together, not necessarily trying to cut each other, not necessarily trying to pass. Just, hey man, you're fast enough to belong inside the top 3. Let's just run together. We can catch up to Andrew Wisdom, who's led every lap so far. Maybe try to do something with him at the end. Make it a 3-way race between ourselves. And yeah, so far it's kind of steady. It's become steady at just about 5 seconds between, again, Andrew Wisdom in this Nexus number 7. Matt O'Brien in his Cloud 9, number 20, and of course Tom Harmon back here in his Avril Lavigne, number 68, Camaro machine. All right, behind these guys going to be John Honeycutt. John Honeycutt and Jimmy Cocker, these guys have pretty much just, as I mentioned before, swapped spots. Jimmy Cocker started in P4, right now he's in P5. John Honeycutt started in P5, now sitting in P4. So again, these guys have been very, very close, but definitely well inside, or well, have a great chance at finishing here in the top 5, because the next car back behind Jimmy Cocker is going to be David Houck, and he's a good 11 seconds plus back, as you see there on the scoring pylon. Definitely, again, want to say a big thanks to everybody out there in chat for, as always, for coming out, hanging out, chatting up, keeping me company. Lock on Stratus, thank you very much for the sub. Same thing with Steven Sinopuse. Man, it's definitely good to see him out there in chat. Dudes Castroneves, yes, the nephew of F1 or Indy racer Helio Castroneves, also racing here in Shake and Bake on Monday nights and on Thursday nights in that Indy series. And the man has gotten better and better as the season has gone on. I'll actually go back and find him right now here in P15. Nice little battle back here with the DeWalt car, as well as that Grove Rock Straps number 30 for Ryan McCall. A nice little 3-way battle sitting right here. Looks like the 06 may try something here in the braking zone. No such luck. He's going to have to make this hard left turn. 30 I'm sorry, it's actually a Shaboom car, not a Rock Straps car. So 06 with America.net on the side. Another quick little tidbit about Dudes Castroneves. He's been testing karts with an actual team here as of lately. Or I shouldn't say man, kid's like 14 years old and trying to get a start to follow his Uncle Helio's lead. And man, we definitely wish him a whole lot of luck. We know that he can get up there, and be competitive, no doubt about it. He's got a fighting spirit, and the man pushes on no matter what. Just as an example of that, just 2 weeks ago, his pedals were broken. They just were not fully registering. He was getting some throttle out of it, but it was like wide open. So he was racing just using the brake, going into corners and things like that to slow the cars up, make his turns, downshift, and do all that. So his throttle was hung wide open, and he was trying to use the brake to drive. That's pretty hardcore for a driver. All right, so let's go on back. We saw Tyler Dohar a little bit further back right now, sitting P19. Byron Jones in his number 3 U.S. Air Force Patriot Esports Chevrolet Camaro, looking pretty good. It kind of gave him this idea a while back of having Jeff Gordon on the hood, and then it's Jeff Gordon, Richard Petty in the middle, and then Dale Earnhardt Sr. on the back end. He decided to make it a couple of different drivers, but it still looks pretty good. I can't complain. All right, so let's get back up to that battle that we saw earlier between these guys. Andrew Wisdom. It was 5 seconds back to Tom Harmon and Matt O'Brien. Now it's just the opposite. It looks like Matt O'Brien was able to get on. I'm sorry, Tom Harmon was able to get on by Matt O'Brien, so they've swapped. And it looks like the positions that John Honeycutt and Jimmy Cocker have also gone back to their original positions. Here they are. So Jimmy Cocker started P4, and here he is in P4 with 22 laps to go. And John Honeycutt started P number 5, also right back to P5. It looks like Charles Kramer just had a little bit of an issue further in the back. Let's go and find out what happened with him, and then we'll come right back up top to see what's going on with our top 5. But here's Charles Kramer. All right, so you see him coming down that hill. This corner has really been problematic for a lot of guys. You know, whether they completely overshoot it or get loose. He looks like he got loose, maybe got back in the throttle too soon or what, not 100% sure, but trying to grab a gear to get up, get going. Didn't collect anybody, but Kramer right now is showing to be in P24. Looks like Frank Warner just recently also had a problem as well, so let's go find Frank Warner and see what happened in his number 72. Yeah, there's just something about that corner. But I tell you, that was some great driving. Let's actually replay that one more time and see who that was behind him. It looks like it's going to be Kramer. So let's actually jump on board with Kramer. I just mentioned where he was just a moment ago, and let's go ahead and play it from there. And we're going to go ahead and jump. We're going to go ahead and jump in the cockpit with him. Whoa! Good hands move of the race for old Mr. Kramer. Great job, great track awareness, great defensive skills. Let's go ahead and bring it back live. All right, so I was talking about Jimmy Cocker up here inside the top 5, same as John Honeycutt, and still the guy that's got the most moves throughout this all green flag race so far is still Brian Pizzicemi. Here he is trying to work to the inside of the 34 of Jordan McGraw, and it looks like he's actually going to be able to take that spot. That'll put him up 20 so far on the night. Big congratulations to Brian Pizzicemi one more time. Not only is he in double-digit passes, all on track, but we haven't had a caution. Knock on wood. So he's made up all 20 passes on track. So it goes to show that Mr. Pizzicemi right now in P number 70, he's got a bad fast Camaro. All right, guys, I'm going to take a quick little about the old 30-second break, grab myself something to, some kind of a beverage, and then I will be right back. Let's go and talk about a little something else here that's coming up within the next week. Here we go. So again, yeah, there we go. The Sim Racing channel starting up August the 1st. It was confirmed that Shake and Bake's Monday Night League here for the Cup Series, they will, or we will, I will, they will. We're all going to go ahead and call that live. Not only here on Twitch, but also over on Roku TV. But one big perk over there, ladies and gents out there in chat, is the stream quality. That will be streamed in 4K. So while I can get a good 1080 P stream going, 4K is, man, that's gonna look absolutely amazing, and I cannot wait to start. Again, the Sim Racing channel over on Roku TV starting August the 1st. You're going to see content from me. You're going to see content from the one and only Rick James TV1. Of course, KS Gaming 51, Shat Swatsworth, and it would not be a party without the one and only Atlanta Racing. Also, if you go on over there right now, you can go to Sim Racing channel right now. There's already a lot of content that you can view and you can kind of go through, but the actual channel will not go live on Roku until August the 1st. So make sure you go on over, look them up. You'll see the icon pop up on your homepage, and there's going to be a lot to watch. There's going to be not only live content, but there's going to be pre-run content. It will all be commercial free, unlike what you find on YouTube or on Twitch. There's going to be a lot there. You're going to have a full VOD library, like what you'd find on like your major cable carriers. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be that good. And I mentioned Jim Blankenship was out there in chat just a little bit ago. Not quite sure if he's still there or not, but that is the man with the mission and the mind for it all. And he's the one that reached out along with Stan Carnathan and Mike York. You might remember them from back in the console days as Fatless Dig and the one and only Alpha York. So it's come a long way in a very, very short amount of time. One of the first races you'll see is the one that Rick James and I broadcast on his channel just a few nights ago from Chicagoland in the trucks. 112, 113 laps, caution-free until it was time to go. Elbows were up. First, a couple cautions flew. But man, what a great race, an absolute honor. It will be, I can't wait to watch that race under the lights in 4K. It's going to be simply amazing. So let's check back again. Tom Harmon, he's kind of left Matt O'Brien a little bit further back and has really reeled in the number 7 for Andrew Wisdom. So this will definitely be a race for the lead and the W if Harmon can get on up there and take the lead from him. He's not making any bones about it. We'll have to see if the 7 might be trying to save just a little bit of fuel. I don't know. So far, 19 laps to go. I'm pretty sure everybody will have to come on down pit road. I haven't seen him pit just yet. As I'm watching, okay, I thought maybe I saw Ryan McCall's car information go gray. I thought maybe he was going down pit road. AK out there saying, go Mon. Mon in that double deuce sun drops, I believe, Camaro, just a little bit further back. Yep, Chevrolet Camaro. Let's go ahead and show you what he's got. He's sitting back here in P14. And again, yeah, this sun drop machine. I mentioned over on Swatch's channel the other night that Dale Jr. actually reached out to Sun Drops and said, hey, I'd love to race a Sun Drop car at North Wilkesboro during their 30 days of asphalt racing, just before they rip it up, and then they go dirt racing for 30 days just before they repave it and get that track up and working one more time. So I'd love to see Dale Jr. run a Sun Drop scheme again and see what they can do. Sean Blanchard a little bit further back. He was dropping back a little bit. Wasn't quite sure if he was out of gas or had some other issue. But looks like there was another issue a little bit further in the back again for Jacob Palmer. It says that he's crashed. Let's go back, find out what happened with that 39, and then we'll bring it back up again. Let's go. So Jacob Palmer sitting up there, and I'm not quite sure if nope, that's not after the fact. Oh, trying to get back in the throttle and just completely plowed down the inside wall, and it looks like the right front is broken. And that was right around the leaders because the third place car just went on by. So now he's just got to sit and wait for his spotter to say, hey, you're clear, or there's still more traffic, or whichever. As it looks like we've got some cars on pit road. So is this? So yeah, looks like. I know I just saw Ryan Crooks. So is Ryan Crooks out? Let's go ahead and bring it back live and see what's going on here. And let's go back to Crooks. Yeah, it looks like Ryan Crooks may actually be out. Let's take a look here. Yeah, Ryan Crooks is out, sitting 31st now. So something happened with that EMGG glitch machine. Dudes Catch Nova says I braked at my normal braking point and the car wouldn't stop. Yeah, that is something very real with these next gen cars. Unlike the Cup cars of old, yeah, the brakes will wear down. They don't stay 100% the entire time. So sorry to hear the trouble, dudes, but man, very valiant effort to come and race Road America. in these next gen cars. Big breaking point, almost a little bit of contact. Tom Harmon checked up just a moment so he didn't rear end the number 7. Now, I don't know if the same thing would happen, as it gets a little bit later on. I mean, right now they're only about middle of the pack. You see that green circle right in the middle on the track map? That's who's in P number 1. So that is Andrew Wisdom and Tom Harmon right behind him. Matt O'Brien back here in P number 3, and he's definitely lost a bit of ground to the top 2. Dude says 18 minutes of repairs, but yes, he's not out. Looks like Mark Santucci has had a little bit of an issue. Let's find out what happened with Mark, and then we'll bring it back live to keep up with this great battle for P number 1. I can tell you right now, there is about a half-second gap. Let's find out what's going on with Mark Santucci. Mark coming up through the S's. Does he grab just a little bit of grass, or what's going to go on here? Oh, actually just came to a stop. Not 100% sure what happened with Santucci there. Did he just pull over and let somebody go? But the sim recognized that as he crashed? I don't know. How about Ryan McCall? Something's happened with him as well. Ryan McCall in this Shaboom machine. Coming down this hill. Very familiar spot for issues tonight. Looks like he's going to overcook it. Go through this gravel pit just a bit. Pull out on grass. He's got to be very careful with the throttle here. Doesn't want to spin out. Looks like he is able to grab a gear, come up the hill under the Corvette bridge, and keep on going. Good hands. Just a little too hot into the corner. Let's bring it back live. So this battle is continuing, as it looks like Tom Harmon in his Avril Lavigne number 68. He's going to come on down pit road. He's got the 3rd pit stall, and he's going to go ahead and grab 4 brand new Eagle Fuel Goods. Go ahead and fill it up with that Sunoco E15 racing fuel, and come on back out. So there's Jimmy Cocker right around him as well. You see the 12 back there for Tom Flitcroft. You see the 2 pulling in. You see quite a few people on pit road, some out, some in, some getting ready to work their way back out. So I mentioned Jimmy Cocker's on pit road. Looks like Jordan McGraw back there in his number 34 Sega machine. He's also on pit road. There you see the Napa. There you see Pizzichemi. You see quite a few, and they're all going to come on out and try to battle it out for the last 16 laps here from Road America out in the great state of Wisconsin. Jacob NASCAR says 8 minutes of required repairs. Very unfortunate, but man, good job by you for keeping that car out of the way and not collecting the driver that was running 3rd at the time, talking about Matt O'Brien. So Andrew Wisdom, he's still out here. He has not come down pit road just yet. So he's still running in this Nexus number 7. I imagine he'll have to come in sometime very soon, because the more he stays out there, the more Matt O'Brien and Tom Harmon are going to make up time. Both he and Matt O'Brien have not come down pit road yet, but Matt O'Brien has on lap 16. And speaking of the devil, here he comes. Very busy pit road as you see all those cars come up and over the hill, looking out yonder, as some would say, out into the very green lands around this beautiful road course. Road course originally opened in the mid-1950s and has done pretty well. Looks like Sean Blanchard has had a little bit of an issue. Let's see if we can't catch up with Sean, see what's going on with that number 91 Swag.biz machine right now. All right, here he is, and yeah, look where we are. I tell you. You know the song Something About a Truck? Well, there's something about this corner. Him in the 54 gonna make just a little bit of contact. He's gonna let it roll back a little bit, try to give it a little bit of throttle, get out of the gravel pit, grab another gear, and get up and get going as well. It'd be interesting to know if these guys are actually getting into 5th gear or if they're staying in 4th. and under fourth for most of this race. Been pretty entertaining. Hope everybody out there in chat is having a good time as well, as you see yet another car slide off the track and go for a little bit of a ride. Now Tom Flitcroft saying that he had a little bit of an issue in his number 12. Let's see what happened with old Tom Flitty. Off into the grass, keeping it out of the wall for the most part. He's going to try to get it back on track. Whole lot of bebopping around, and he's going to spin it. Get to the other side. Doesn't look like he collected anybody. Good job by Tom Flitcroft to control that car, not let it spin out, not let it get into the wall, not let it get damaged, and he did his thing. So good job. Let's go ahead and bring it back live. So now Tom Harmon, he is going to be your leader in this Avril Lavigne number 68. With Andrew Wisdom behind him. That's going to be the difference just in the lap. So Andrew Wisdom was very, very fast in the beginning of the race, and so far it looks like he's gonna be able to keep up with the 68 in the short run. But the 68 was very, very good on the long run, as it looks like they're starting to catch up to Byron Jones back here. Let's actually show you what this looks like from his rear view right now. Well, you want to talk about a difference in braking zones. That 68 just flat flew on by Byron Jones, and you see Andrew Wisdom have a little bit of an issue coming off the corner. He's got Tyler Dohar in that 77 filter time machine just in front of him, and then right back in front of Byron Jones. There you see the 68 that got on by in that braking zone. What a race so far. All right, let's go ahead and widen this out and keep up with everybody again. So now your racing order: Harmon, Wisdom, O'Brien. That's pretty much been your top three all night long. Jimmy Cocker and Brian Pizzichemi. Pizzichemi looks like he was able to both him and Hawk were able to push Honeycutt back to P number 7. Jordan McGraw going to be P8, PJ O'Leary P9, and Brandon Book in his 42 machine P number 10. Really haven't talked a whole lot about Brandon Book tonight, but here he is coming down the hill right behind Tom Flitcroft. Tom Flitcroft looks like he is going to be at least one lap or more down as the scoring pylon continues to show you where everybody's at. They're going to be side by side, but I imagine that Tom Flitcroft will just pull over and let the 42 go on by and not really challenge him in any of the braking zones. Just let him go, let him do his thing. Brandon Book right now in this Solomon Plumbing Camaro up 16 spots from where he qualified. So good racing effort by him. A lot of other guys that are up double digits as well. It looks like Charles Kramer back here in this Iron City number 82. He's up 12 spots. Chuck Cody right here. He is actually let's widen this out just a little bit. Chuck Cody right now, he's in P19. He's up 15 spots in his Farm Bureau Chevrolet Camaro. Byron Jones up 12 spots in his U.S. Air Force Patriot Esports number 3. Ahead of Byron Jones, up 11 spots, is going to be Ryan McCall in P14 right now. Ahead of him, Brandon Book, we were just riding along with him. He's now up 16 spots, sitting in P10. But the biggest mover of all, I talked about him just a little bit ago, going to be Brian Pizzichemi in this number 28, getting to the inside of Jimmy Cocker right now. Going to try to see if he could do something with him in the braking zone, and it looks like he is. So now put Pizzichemi up 23 spots and into P number 4. One hell of a race for Pizzichemi. Definitely coming to show that he loves his road courses, loves this track, or maybe he's just got a niche for this track and is really able to navigate around this place very, very well. We'll have to see if he's actually able to get on up there to Matt O'Brien. Matt O'Brien, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Matt O'Brien is another, 19 seconds ahead of Pizzichemi, as you can see there on the scoring pylon. Matt O'Brien 11.7 behind the leader, and Pizzichemi 32. So those guys fighting back and forth. Speaking of fighting back and forth, this battle just took a little bit of a turn. Not quite sure what happened with Pizzichemi, but it looks like Jimmy Cocker was able to get on by and take that spot back. They're going to continue to duel it out for P number 4 as Pizzichemi goes right back on by. Looks like the 31 had a little bit of an issue. Was either a little tight or a little loose, maybe getting off into that sand trap and wasn't able to get the throttle down the way that he wanted. And that was the turnout. So Jacob Palmer and Robert Newman looked like they had a little bit of an issue a little bit further back. Let's find out what happened with them, and then we'll come on back up inside the top 5 one more time. All right, so here they are, coming past the tree line down this hill. Hey, guess where we are? That's right, this very, very sharp right-hander. 39 just kind of cooks it. And there's the 33 Red Dawn machine as well. Both of them really blasted off into that sand trap, or almost into the sand trap, but were able to keep it. I'll tell you what, I'm kind of curious. That 33, I want to take a look at that front end. I'm pretty sure that just said Dodge Charger for Robert Newman. Yeah, it says Dodge Charger SRT. So he blacked out the front of the car like a Dodge Charger would be. Put the decals on there, and that thing doesn't look half bad. As you see the 39 go wide off into that gravel pit. But yeah, kind of liking this number 33 right now. If I ever get a chance, I'll have to ask him what this whole Red Dawn thing is. I mean, I've definitely seen the movie, the one back from the 80s, and the one that came out in the I think it was like right around 2016, 2018, something like that, right around there. But yeah, both of them really good movies. I don't know if that's what that's after or what, but kind of liking this Dodge Charger mock-up. He's got Tom Fleetcroft right behind him. Let's go ahead and bring it back live. All right, I just got notification that Charles Kramer also just had another issue, and we saw him bunny hopping through the dirt and back on track one more time. That's going to be what that was. But let's go back up front, because that was getting pretty interesting between Tom Harmon and Andrew Wisdom. It looks like that number 30 Shaboom machine is going to go ahead and pull over the top 2 nose to tail, coming up the hill underneath the NTT bridge. Cross that start stripe, 11 laps to go. Let's actually go through here and see who's got the best laps so far. Let's go ahead and bring that up for you right now. So looking at best laps, doesn't look like anybody's down in the 209s or the single, any other single digit. It looks like here the fastest time is going to be Andrew Wisdom with a 2:11.44. Matt O'Brien with a 2:11.54. I don't see any other 2:11s anywhere else on the board. See a couple 2:12s like Harmon and Pizzichemi. Whole lot of 13s and later. So clearly Harmon and Wisdom, as they're battling it out here for the lead. Looks like Wisdom able to get back on by. Let's see if the 68 can go ahead and return that favor. But we saw the 7 bad fast on brand new tires earlier, and then Tom Harmon was able to run him down with maybe a little bit of help from the 20. But now he doesn't have that help from the 20. He's just got to stay consistent. Don't let Andrew Wisdom get too far off. Try to run him back down as this run goes a little bit later on. And don't forget, again, Andrew Wisdom, he pit 1 lap later than Tom Harmon. Tom Harmon came in on lap 16. Andrew Wisdom came in on lap 17. Is this the difference of 1 lap tires? I don't think so. But hey, I'm not the road course specialist. These guys are doing a phenomenal job. Oh, Andrew Wisdom had a little bit of an issue there. That's going to allow Tom Harmon to close up pretty big. He's not going to be able to do anything with him. But I'll tell you what, when these guys get up this this hill coming towards turn number 1 as they are right now, let's go ahead and jump on board the cockpit with Andrew Wisdom and take a lap around him. Go ahead and turn it up. Let's go. You know, I tell you, I think Andrew Wisdom might have been listening to the broadcast, because not only did he go on out and complete a great lap and show us all how to do it, you know, the sights and sounds of Road America out there in Wisconsin, but the man just went ahead and also in that lap put down his fastest lap of the race so far with a 2:11.35. So if he's watching, I think that might have been just a little bit of a show-off moment as well. And you can still see Tom Harmon back there in that 68 Avril Lavigne Camaro. All right, let's go ahead and widen this out again, and let's look around a little bit. Well, it looks like that the Red Dawn machine having some issues with that right front. Actually just made contact with the 7. You saw it right there. Very unfortunate. I don't think the 7 got a whole lot of damage out of it. Let's go ahead and actually take a look at his right front. No real issue there. Maybe just a little bit. Let's take a look at his right rear. Yeah, nothing there as well. All you see is just a little bit of rubber stuck to the front and the side of this 7. So pretty decent. How about close up right behind? Nope, no real issues at all. So lucky break. That could have been a whole lot worse for Andrew Wisdom and the 33. But he definitely saw the 33's right front was barely hanging on. Looks like most of the suspension parts for the right front of that car have been destroyed. All right, let's go ahead and widen out a little bit more. Take a look at what he's got just ahead of him. coming up under the NTT bridge across the start stripe. You see at least one car up there. Those cars may come into play with 8 laps to go between him and Tom Harmon. We'll have to see. Here's Tom Harmon. That's the gap between him and P number 1. So Harmon having a great race tonight. Behind these guys, it's Wisdom, Harmon, and O'Brien. O'Brien another 7 seconds behind Tom Harmon. And behind Matt O'Brien is going to be Brian Pizzicami up 23 spots in P number 4. And then Jimmy Cocker to round out the top 5 as he comes to complete his last lap also. So great battles all the way around. Let's see if we can't find another great battle out there somewhere on track. How about this? 39 as well as the 34 of McGraw. Looks like the 21. I believe that's going to be the 21. Yeah, 21. He's going to go ahead and try to throw his car in there. That's going to be David Houck. And no luck right there, but definitely some very, very close racing between those three. There is the view from Houck, and you see the 2 cars just ahead of him. You see the 39 just behind, and it looks like they've got some company back there also. Here's PJ O'Leary in his number 24 Camaro. He's got Brendan Book right behind him in that Solomon's Plumbing Camaro. Actually, let me get a better look at that name. Okay, yeah, it is Solomon. Or yeah, it looked like it was a Y because of the way that it's written. I just wanted to make sure that I was seeing that right. Okay. These guys take sponsorship pretty seriously, and of course, so do the sponsors. There are some actual paying sponsors out there that appreciate the time, the effort, the energy of running these races, getting these paint schemes or liveries, whatever you want to call them, put together. So you want to make sure that you do them justice. And same thing goes for Solomon Plumbing. All right, let's kind of widen this out again. Let's go back behind these guys to Mike DeWalt. I had a fan out there in chat earlier. Here is that 54 DeWalt Toyota Camry. Got a lot of room ahead. Got quite a bit of room behind. 19 seconds up to Brendan Book and 3 seconds back to the double deuce of Nate Mon. Here is Nate Mon in that Sundrop car. Behind Nate Mon is going to be Sean Blanchard in this Swag.biz number 91 livery. I'm actually kind of liking that paint scheme. Looks pretty cool. Brody Falliker, we saw him have some issues earlier between him and Ryan Crooks and a couple of others. And he's now back 6 spots from where he originally qualified. And here's Andrew Sanford in his number 37 Toyota Get Wet machine as well. Again, all in all, 33 cars. 34 cars all the way back to Brad Herman in his number 85 to take time and set up their race. So let's see, behind Andrew Sanford is going to be Ryan McCall in his Shaboom Camaro. Then Byron Jones back here in his number 3 U.S. Air Force Patriot Esports. Boy. Chuck Cody, a little bit further back. We saw his wheel have some issues. I believe that was the 36 earlier. Looks like he's been able to come on down and get that thing fixed up. There's Charles Kramer on pit road. A little bit further in the back. That's going to be P21. Let's go back up front and see if we're missing anything between Andrew Wisdom and Tom Harmon. It looks like Wisdom was able to get on by and put one more car a lap down. Looks like that is going to be the number 1 for Hennessy Performance Machine. coming underneath the bridge. Tom Harmon just a little bit further back. Matt O'Brien also just a little bit further back. So decent gap. It's 4 seconds back to Harmon, 9 seconds, almost 10 seconds back to Brian. Pizzakemi P4, Jimmy Cocker in P5, Jordan McGraw, David Haupt, John Honeycutt, PJ O'Leary, Brendan Book, Mike DeWalt, Nate Mon, Sean Blanchard, Brody Falliker, Andrew Sanford, Ryan McCall, Byron Jones, Chuck Cody, Micah Allard, Tyler Dohar, Charles Kramer, Tom Flitcroft, Dudes Castroneves, Jacob Palmer, Philip Bridgman, Frank Warner, Mark Santucci, Hunter Johnson, Robert Newman, Duncan O'Connor, Jacob Kerr, Ryan Crooks, Dylan Robb, and Brad Herman going all the way back. Let's catch up with P5 Jimmy Cocker right now. See exactly what he's got going on. Looks like he's got Byron Jones in that number 3 in his sight. This is not for that's not for position. Byron Jones is a lap down. Jimmy Cocker right now still sitting in P5 with J Mac or Jordan McGraw being the closest behind him. That little off-road excursion is not really going to cost him anything. Jordan McGraw's a good 6+ seconds behind this number 31 Virginia Tech Chevy Camaro. I tell you what, nobody can say that these drivers don't push it every single lap. Andrew Wisdom just bested his lap one more time, as you can see there on the scoring pylon with a 2:10.78, brand new fastest lap. Let's go ahead. I forgot all about the times being up there. Let's go ahead and get your gaps back up there so you can see where your favorite drivers are and what their times are behind the leaders. As you can see, some cars 1 minute 2 seconds, 1 minute 9 seconds, 15 seconds, 16 seconds, and so on. Some of those guys are going to be in real danger of going a lap down if they have any kind of an issue. So far, there are several cars at 1 lap down or more. It looks like from 9th on back, though, I'm sorry, scratch that, from 7th on back is more than 1 full minute behind the leader. And right now, I believe that just showed that everybody in 13th on back is 1 lap down or more. Let's double check that right now. 14th on back. Sean Blanchard in that number 91 is actually the last car on the lead lap. So let's see where Blanchard is. And doesn't look like he's got any immediate threat. Oh, Sean trying to hold on to a good recovery by him. Good hand. You see the 12 of Tom Flitcroft coming up. And there is that 7, just 2 cars back. So if we jump on board with Andrew Wisdom right there, there you see Tom Flitcroft, which Tom's not going to give him any issue whatsoever. In fact, he hit the brakes hard enough to allow the 7 to go on by that he locked him up. So Sean Blanchard, he's going to have a mirror full of this number 7 in just a moment. In fact, let's go ahead and take a look from his rear window and show you what this 7 looks like as it gets closer and closer. Four laps remaining here from Road America. Again, you got the remainder of this race, and then these guys are going plate racing next week, or super speedway racing next week at Daytona. It'll be their second visit to that track since Jimmy Cocker won the very first race there in the beginning of the season. Again, this is Shake and Bake's first season ever on iRacing. They ran several seasons over on the console side. This is the first ever here on iRacing, and man, it's been a great season so far. After Daytona, the playoffs start. The first race is going to kick off from Darlington, and we'll have to see how that all plays out. Looks like the 7's going to go ahead and take that spot from the 91. No fight given whatsoever by Sean Blanchard. just absolutely let the leader go. There's a lot of respect there. He's like, man, you ran me down. I mean, you ran me down by over 2 minutes. So I know you got a fast car. No sense in holding you up, as it looks like the leader is continuing to race on. 39 again having some issues. It looks like a little bit further in the back. Went up into that larger sand pit. And if I'm not mistaken, not only did the 91 just go a lap down, but I believe one other did as well. So Andrew Wisdom now with a 7-second lead on P number 2. And now Nate Mon in that Double Deuce Sun Drop car would be the next driver to go a lap down. You see the 82 is just also going to let the leader go. And as he comes up and over the hill, this will be 3 laps remaining, all caution free here tonight. And man, what a drive between Andrew Wisdom and Tom Harmon and Matt O'Brien. They've been able to stay inside the top 3 all night long, but nothing but respect right now for this driver right here, Brian Pizzichemi, up 23 spots, displacing Jimmy Cocker, Jordan McGraw. Jimmy Cocker and John Honeycutt to move himself further and further up the boards. He's not going to catch Matt O'Brien, so it looks like unless one of these guys has a little bit of an issue, Brian Pizzichemi should be able to lock down P number 4 after a great performance. Up 23 spots from where he started. That would be one hell of a race to go back and watch in your POV to see exactly how you did it, or just to relive it, because obviously you had to race it, but just to relive it, save the race, relive it. That's one hell of a run. Andrew Wisdom, Tom Harmon, Matt O'Brien, no change there whatsoever. Andrew Wisdom to Tom Harmon, now 9 seconds, so something had to have happened to that 68 for Tom to drop that far back, and Matt O'Brien 21 seconds behind driver 7. Again, Andrew Wisdom. Andrew, very, very successful on Thursday nights in the Shake and Bake Indy Series, and coming to show that he can get it done, not only in those bad, fast Indy cars on these road races, but also in these much heavier stock cars in these next-gen cars. So, Andrew Wisdom absolutely going out there, putting on a show, doing everything that he's had to do, starting from the pole, leading most laps, and then again, unless he messes up here in these 3 laps, he will grab this W. Figure I'd drop back with with Matt O'Brien, see if he had anything going on. Definitely not. Brian Pizzichemi, anywhere near him either. Jimmy Cocker looks like his closest car is going to be 6 seconds back, and that's going to be Jordan McGraw. Jordan McGraw, he's got 7 seconds back to David Houck. David Houck has 10 seconds back to John Honeycutt. John Honeycutt's got 10 seconds back to PJ O'Leary. PJ O'Leary has 3.5 back to Brendan Book. Brendan Book has 3.5 back to Mike DeWalt. Mike DeWalt has 17 back to Nate Mon. Nate Mon has 27 back to Sean Blanchard. Andrew Sanford, 27, 8 seconds back to Andrew Sanford. Andrew Sanford has 27 back to Ryan McCall. Looks like there's a little bit of a battle here between McCall and Falliker, but Falliker is going to go ahead and go off track. Not sure if that was due to contact or what, but you see that left front wheel kind of bouncing around a little bit, so he's going to bring it to the attention of his pits and get that thing fixed up. Then, so we were talking about McCall in this number 30, back to Byron Jones. Byron Jones got 7 seconds back to Chuck Cody. Chuck Cody, 12 back to Tyler Dohart in his filter time number 77. Then it's 16 seconds back to Micah Allard. And then the rest of these guys are off course for 12 plus or more minutes. And that's going to be Charles Kramer, Tom Flitcroft, Castro Nevis, Palmer, Warner, Santucci, Bridgman, Newman, Johnson, O'Connor, Kerr, Crooks, Robb, and Herman. So there's going to be quite a few guys that are going to be out, but nobody. This driver definitely not out. He is very much in this track. He's got a lock on what he's got to do. He knows all of his points. He's been hitting them flawlessly. And, man, what more can you say about Andrew Wisdom and the run that he's had? So I mentioned that Nate Mon would be the next one to be lapped. Here is Nate Mon in this double deuce, this Sundrop Camaro. And looking back to the leader is actually, he just crossed the start stripe and is heading into turn 1 right now. Now, if I'm the 7, I know that, you know, a lot of these guys are going to pull over. But if he happens to come across the last car on the lead lap, and they're going to put up a little bit more of a fight. They're not just going to pull over because they don't want to go that lap down. I mean, actually, scratch that. It's the last lap. It's all hands on deck. Let's go ahead and ride on board with this guy and kind of watch along. He's definitely been in Speedville all night long. Whining out that gear. Bad fast part of the track, a little bit of grass, a lot of rumble strip. Bang, bang, bang. You hear him downshifting. Setting it up, the last corner, up the hill, cross and underneath the NTT bridge. And yeah, Andrew Wisdom will be your winner here tonight from Road America. Congratulations, Andrew Wisdom. One hell of a dominant show. You go get it. All right, so let's go back to Tom Harmon as he comes across the bridge. No issue there for P number 2. P number 3 is a little ways back, and let's do the same thing. Kind of jump on board. Now, nope, never mind. No need. Brian Pizzichemi a little bit further back. Coming through the S's. We know who our top 3 is. Pizzichemi and others just racing it out. There's really no sense in going through the field because most of the drivers had a decent gap between themselves and the next person in position. So this is going to be for P number 4. P5 is going to be Jimmy Cocker in that Virginia Tech number 31. Very, very familiar colors, and we'll see if he's going to be able to repeat next week when we go back to Daytona, up the hill, and across the start stripe goes Cocker. Jordan McGraw back here. This is, again, not for position, so he's not really going to have to race it out. He's going to go ahead and take his spot in P number 6. David Houck in this number 21. Same thing. John Honeycutt a little bit further back off the last turn. And he's gonna come up the hill, climb the hill for P number 8. P9, PJ O'Leary in this number 24 with the 42 right behind him. This race actually is for position right here. Looks like they're gonna come up and over the hill for P9 and P10. So that's gonna be 1st through 10th. But how about the race that Andrew Wisdom ran? One hell of a job. A little bit of a congratulatory push between him and the 20 and Matt O'Brien. Why not? All right, guys and gals, we'll be right back with your post race. We'll have your top three here in just a moment. Still some guys coming across that start stripe, but let's go ahead and get our drivers up in the booth and get ready to see what these guys got to say. One hell of a race by all, and again, we'll be right back. In the meantime, I'll go ahead and put your finishing results up on screen right now. Actually, let's take that back and let's show you that one more time. There you go. Now the scoring pylon's not getting in your way. All right, guys, I will be right back. I'm going to go grab our top three, and yeah, we'll have post-race interviews very shortly. All right, let's try that again. You got me?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Definitely a rough, so give me a minute.
All right.
All right, 1 second.
Take time.
Oh. Yeah, okay, let's see it again. Oh.
All right, guys and gals, we are back, and yeah, we got our top three in the booth. Got Matt O'Brien finishing P3, Tom Harmon P2, and Andrew Wisdom, the man that was on a mission all night long here from Road America. But Matt O'Brien, back in your Cloud9 number 20, one hell of a race. I mean, you started in P2, you stayed pretty much P3 all night long. And this had to be a great night, not only for the podium finish and the points there, but also Holzer was actually not in the field tonight. So every bit of points that you had is going to go ahead and repad that points lead that you had over Holzer, which had dwindled down to just a mere 5 points. Pretty strong race tonight. What more did you need to get on up there with Harmon and Wisdom?
Probably could have got. I definitely probably would have got the Harmon, but I, with like 6 or 7 to go, I overshot turn 2 so bad. Like I was behind a lap car and I just missed my braking marker by a mile and flew off the track. Lost like 10 seconds. So, but other than that, it was just smooth sailing pretty much. And that first run was saving gas to go even an extra lap than I was even intending to at the start, just so I could go full bore on that last run. But yeah, I mean, I have nothing for Andrew at road courses, but I feel like that's that one big mistake I had probably cost me second, but still a good night overall. And yeah, that pretty much locks in the regular season title with Holter not being here tonight. So that's pretty cool just for it to go away after next week.
Yeah, yeah. 34 cars were out there on track tonight, so definitely going to be a points-paying race for you. Speaking of next week, we're going back plate racing, going back to Daytona. Jimmy Cocker won that race earlier in the season when we kicked all this off. What are you thinking about next week? Are you going to be points racing, or are you feeling pretty good about where you're at? And are we gonna see that number 20 really trying to push the envelope lap after lap?
I'm not sure at this point, but I feel pretty good about my plate racing skills. So I don't know. I might chill in the back for a bit and wait till half the field's got no fast repairs left. So I don't know. We'll see.
All right, buddy. Well, again, big congratulations. That Cloud 9 number 20 is always bad fast week in and week out. No reason no doubt you're sitting where you are into points. Congratulations again, sir.
Yep. Thank you.
You got it. Tom Harmon, that driver of the 68 Avril Lavigne Camaro machine. Man, you've just been on a tear. I don't know if you're just like figuring stuff out more and more about these next gen cars, or you're just getting more comfortable, or what it is. But another solid run for you tonight here at a road course. Is there any fault left in this car, or have you it kind of seems like you figured things out a little bit?
Yeah, I started getting more comfortable in the car for one, and then at the beginning of the year, I just kept getting involved in stuff that was my undoing and others' own doing. Just got involved in a bunch of stuff and took myself out of contention for a lot. But lately, I've been able to avoid it and get some good results out of it.
Well, man, I got to say you're making Avril proud. I mean, you're going to continue to move up the points. Let me actually see. I'm pretty sure I brought the points on over earlier, and yeah, here they are. So you are before tonight. You were sitting in P number 6, 22 points behind Tom Flitcroft. Obviously, you finished well ahead of him. Tom Flitcroft, I believe he finished a little bit further in the back. Looking at the running order right now, he finished actually in 22nd. So you're going to make up quite a bit going into Daytona. What is your outlook going to next week's plate track?
It's kind of a crapshoot. You just got to manage to survive and be there at the end. Hopefully, I can get a push on if there's a final restart this time. But yeah, I'm not really concerned about where I finish in the points. I'm locked into the playoffs, so
Yep.
just hoping to get more wins.
All right, man. Well, you keep this roll going that you've got, and I'm glad that I'll be here to witness it all. Congratulations on your P2, Tom.
Thank you, sir.
You absolutely got it. And then I tell you what, whether it's an Indy race or if it's here in these next gen cars, when it comes to road courses, I mean the name Andrew Wisdom just seems to pop up time and time again. Andrew, you started on pole, you led almost every single lap. Talk us through your race. We jumped on board a couple of times. Almost a flawless race. Every now and then you'd kind of get off track, maybe catch a little bit of the sand or a little bit of the grass, but for the most part, the race was really between you and Tom Harmon. What makes you so strong at these road course races predominantly, or is it just your thing?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is my thing, and I'm just a little bit fortunate and lucky with it. I think me and Matt were saving maybe a little too much fuel there in that first run. We thought maybe it was going to be one of those things that, with it being so tight, that you'd have to save a little bit in both runs unless you could get a full extra lap out of it, which didn't really turn out to be the case. I think we probably saved a little bit too much in the first run and ended up kind of getting undercut in the pits and all that jazz. But Good race overall. Had a couple scares, but nothing too awfully bad, luckily. So just glad to put a clean race together there. Felt like we had pretty good pace at the end. Kind of once we got going and maybe gotten some clean air. So just happy to put that one together. Just running a part-time schedule this year on tracks I like and think are fun, and we're doing pretty good so far.
Well, our definition of tracks that are liked or fun or could not be further apart than they are. Me personally, if it's got anything to do with the brakes, I'm gonna stay away from it. So I'm just that kind of a wide open, having to lift here and there kind of a racer. But man, you definitely had this track on lock tonight. And as far as a couple scares, we did see that one where the I think it was the 33. You were going to pass him, and he had some suspension parts broken and made just a little bit of contact with your right front, but you were able to persevere, keep going, keep racing, didn't get wrecked out, and here you are with the W. Buddy, we're going to Daytona next week. You mentioned just a limited schedule. Will we see you next week, and then going on into Darlington the week after?
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not the biggest plate racing fan, but Daytona under the lights is pretty fun usually, so we may hop in there for that one. And I think Darlington will be pretty challenging, but it's a pretty fun track as well. So I'd say there's a pretty good chance to see me in both of those.
All right, and then last but not least, as always, sir, any quick shout outs, friends, family, sponsors that you want to get out there?
Yep, just everybody at Nitro Motorsports, which would be Matt O'Brien, Duncan O'Connor, Caleb Pertko, and then everybody over at Nexus Esports. That just helps me to become a better driver day in and day out.
There you go. All right, guys and gals, definitely a big thank you to everybody out there in chat that came out, hung out, chatted up, kept me company all night long. Definitely want to thanks for the additional follows, couple subs. It was always great to see people out there rooting on their favorite drivers. People coming out to say hi from names I haven't seen in quite a while. Good to see you again, Citypiece. But yeah, that's gonna be it for tonight. And don't forget the big news. All of the Shake and Bake Cup Series races will be live starting on August the 1st on Roku TV on the Sim Racing channel. Don't forget, you're going to want to go on over, give it a follow, pick it up. The first month is going to be completely free. Second month is going to be 99 cents, and then I believe it's going to be $2.99 thereafter. And that is where you'll be able to catch all of your favorite racing, all of your favorite broadcasters' races, and unlike here on Twitch, all of that will be broadcast or rebroadcast in 4K, so you know that racing is going to be flat amazing. I can't wait to see it, but it has been confirmed. All of Shake and Bake's remaining inaugural season will be broadcast live on Roku on the Sim Racing channel come August the 1st. So make sure you go on over. I'll go ahead and play that teaser for the channel one more time before we let this go tonight. Y'all have a good night, and we'll see y'all again soon. Thanks.
Yeah, we good?